All right, today we are going to talk about control variables. Yesterday, you read the Teachers Institute of Action research, you read their paper, and then you made some comments. That's what it looked like. And just to remind you, there were two groups of 20 students. One group of 20 was grade 7 students, the other group was grade 12 students. The grade 7 students had no homework, and the grade 12 students had 3 hours of homework every night, plus 5 hours of homework every weekend. Okay. At the end of the year, each group was given the same test based on math, social studies, science, and language arts. The results, the grade 7 students they scored low, and the grade 12 students scored very high. The Teachers Institute of Action research concluded that homework is necessary to make students smart. Furthermore, they recommended that grade 7 students be assigned 3 hours of homework per night with an additional 5 hours of homework on the weekends. Well, I see that many of you did not think this was fair for a variety of reasons. Okay, not alone just because it's homework, but for how this experiment was set up. So that's what we're talking about today, is what made it unfair. So the first thing is, the two groups of students are not the same. We are comparing 7th graders to 12th graders. And most of you said, hey, that's not fair. It's two groups are completely different. You didn't give homework to the 7th graders, you gave it to the 12th graders. So knowing that the two groups of students are not the same, let's go ahead, let's make them both two groups of 7th graders. Like, if we do that, do we feel better about what's going on, right? So same grade, that's a start, right? But what else do we need to consider? Is that all we need to consider, or now we good? Let's do the experiment. Well, there are other things to consider. What if they're being taught by different teachers, right? What if this group is not getting any homework from this teacher and a different teacher gives homework? Maybe they teach differently. Maybe they teach the material differently, right? So let's go ahead and eliminate that variable. Let's go ahead and make it the same teachers. Now that we have the same teacher teaching both groups, right? What if the teacher decides to use different methods of teaching for the two different classes, the homework and the no homework group? What if she teaches just straight lecture to the no homework group, and then the homework group, it's all hands-on, investigation, they learn by doing? Is that fair? Do you think that makes it a fair experiment? Yeah, it's probably not an okay thing to do. So let's go ahead and make our teacher here, right, teach with the same methods to both groups, the no homework group and the homework group. What else do we need to consider, right? What if one group is in person and one is remote, right? Would that make it fair? Do you think maybe those two groups might differ? And you might say, yeah, that's not really fair. In person, she might have a chance to go by each one of the desks and talk to the students and give a little more personal one-on-one teaching versus in a remote environment. Maybe there's some distractions, maybe there's trouble with the internet, all those kind of things. And maybe, right, that makes the groups so different that they're not getting the same education, right? How about within those groups, now that they're both in person, we've decided we're going to do them in person, what if the no homework group was all boys and the homework group was all girls? Is that fair? Do you think at the end of the year we give them the test, you feel comfortable about that these groups are pretty equal? Yeah, you probably think we should probably consider gender. So let's go ahead and mix both groups so they're the same gender mix in both groups. Are there other things that maybe we should also consider in those two groups, right? Maybe we want to have everyone have a similar IQ or intelligence or the same mix of intelligence. Maybe we want to make sure we don't have all the athletes in one group and all the non-athletes in the other group, because those athletes might have hours of practice after school, which is the non-athletes may not. So what we want to do is we want to control as many factors or variables as we can to make both groups as similar as humanly possible. Right, so now we have these two groups. We've made them look as similar as possible, right? We've controlled all these factors or controlled all these variables, right, between our no homework and our homework group. That being said, if we went ahead and ran the same experiment, and we had one group assigned homework and one group no homework, and then tested them at the end of the year, would you feel better about those results? I bet you would. So let's look at those results again, right? What if the homework group did better on the test than the non-homework group? What might you conclude about the value of homework? Yeah, you might say, hey, homework actually was a good thing. The kids scored better. Okay. Well, what if the no homework group actually did better on the test than the homework group? What might you conclude about the value of a homework then? Yeah, you might conclude like, hey, wait a minute, homework actually made things worse. The no homework group did better, right? So you'd probably conclude that. Well, what if the no homework group did the same as a homework group on the test? What would you conclude about the value of homework? Yeah, you might conclude the same thing. You might say that there's no value in homework because whether you had homework or no homework, it was exactly the same. So why are we controlling all these variables? Why are we controlling the same teacher, the same method of teaching, being in person, the same mix in the student population? Why are we controlling all these variables? It's so we can clearly identify the relationship between the independent and the dependent variable. So we know what's causing the difference when we see the test results. If you change more than one variable, then you don't know what is causing the outcome. It could be one variable or the other or multiple variables. So if we clearly identify the relationship between the independent, the IV in this case, the thing we're changing is giving homework or no homework, and we're measuring test score, right? We can feel pretty good that there's a relationship there based on the results if we control all the other variables that might impact our results. So types of variables to remember: variable is just a factor in a controlled experiment that changes or is held consistent. It is something that can change. The types of variables we've studied so far: the independent variable is the thing you change or manipulate, and the dependent variable is the thing you measure, also known as a responding variable. Again, in this scenario, the IV was the amount of homework and the DV was the test score. Right? The new variable that we're learning about are called control variables. They're also called constant variables. Those are the non-changing factors in an experiment. It's the things that you want to hold steady so that our control group and our experimental group, right, are the same except for the one thing that you're doing to them. All right? Now, on page 19 in your ISN, please add this to your variables vocabulary. You already have the IV and the DV in there. You're going to add the CV, the control variable. Please pause this video to write down this vocabulary, and when you're done, start the video again. The other word you need to know is a controlled experiment. It's an experiment in which only one variable is changed at a time. Please add this also to your vocabulary on page 19. Again, pause the video. When you're done writing down this vocabulary word, controlled experiment, you may start the video again. So a control variable, for example, that we just saw was the same grade student, the same teacher, the same learning environment, the same way of teaching, the same mix of students. Those were all control variables. We held those constant so that the only thing we were changing between those two groups was the IV, the independent variable, which is homework or no homework. So let's go ahead and look at another example with some control variables with what you already have drawn in your ISN. This example that you have is that we're changing the amount of water, right? And then we're measuring, right, the size of the plant, the number of leaves, if it's living or dead. So some control variables that you would want to control between these three groups as you change the water amount might be things like the same amount of light for all three pots here, or the same species of plant, right? You might control for the same container size, or the same time that you run the experiment. Give it a couple of months and then see what happens. It wouldn't be fair to give this plant a month and this one 2 months and this one 3 months. Right? Keep them all at the same temperature. right? Give them the same soil, all these things, same, so that the only thing that's different between these three pots is the amount of water, so that when we measure what's happening at the end, that we know that it's due to the water and not anything else. In your ISN on page 18, please write CV and write these examples below so you have an example of what some control variables look like. Again, pause the video, write down the CVs on page 18 underneath your IV and your DV. You'll just have something that says CV down below and write these examples. When you're done, start the video again. So just a reminder, why do we only change one variable in a controlled experiment? Our one variable here is the water, is so we can clearly identify the relationship between the independent variable and the dependent variable. That is the function of control variables. So this is the end of this PowerPoint. There will be an exit ticket after watching this. You need to answer the Google Docs and let me know that you know the difference between those three variables. You will get this picture. In this scenario, one chicken is injected with a growth hormone, while the other chicken is not injected. Both chickens are weighed after a year to measure growth. You're going to identify the IV, the DV, and the CV. And that's it. Thanks for listening.